Welcome to this week's edition of Black Authors Matter TV, where we interview the latest movers and shakers in the African American literary community. You'll meet some old friends, discover new ones, and stay abreast of the latest book developments around the country and even the world. So sit back and relax for the next 2 hours with Black Authors Matter TV co-hosts Gwen Richardson and Dr. Rhonda Lawson.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Black Authors Matter TV. I'm Gwen Richardson, your host for tonight, and my co-host, Dr. Rhonda Lawson, had another engagement. So we have a guest host co-hosting with me tonight, and it's the other Rhonda that's on our team, Rhonda Jackson Garcia. So Rhonda, do you want to give some greetings?
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Okay, so we have an amazing lineup tonight, and we also are going to be celebrating our 900th guest. Can you believe it? We've interviewed 900 different people on this show in the 6-year history of the show. And it's not 900 interviews because some of them have been on more than once or more than twice, but each person, once they're on, they count only once. And so it's 900 different people. And so our third guest is our 900th guest on the show. And our first guest actually has been on the show before. I think this is her second time, but she'll correct me if I'm wrong. I do have a few housekeeping notes. The National Black Book Festival is going to be amazing. We're about 8 weeks out, more or less. We sold out a month ago in terms of author vendor space. We've been like bombarded with people trying to get in, and we have to tell them we're sold out, which we are. So, but it's going to be an amazing year. We have some added things we're doing. We're doing a spades tournament for any of you all who play spades and you want to win a few cool prizes if your team wins. And our children's festival this year is sponsored by Scholastic. That's going to be taking it to another level. And then we have a program for middle schoolers on Friday where they get to play team games, and then they'll win Roblox gift cards. So we got a lot going on. But anyway, and this is our 19th anniversary. Next year is 20 years. So just stay tuned. That's just an amazing ride. 20 years of uninterrupted book festivals. Even during COVID, we did it virtually for 2.5 days. So our first guest is a multi-published author, and she's been on the show before, I think once. It could have been twice, but she'll probably remember if it's been more than once. And she's signed on twice, so I'm not sure which device she's going to show her face on. But Sharon C. Cooper, she's a best-selling romantic suspense author, and she has a new book out. So we're going to learn about that and just what she's been doing since we saw her last. So yeah, can you bring your screen down some more so we can see your whole face? There you go. So I guess you can cancel the other one or the other sign in you have. You're on 2 devices, apparently. You signed in twice. But as long as there's no sound issues, you can keep it on. You can keep it up.
Okay.
Can you talk for me? Did you freeze up or are you looking?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, so the other one's frozen.
Yeah, maybe I should log out and try again.
Well, you're okay on this screen over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can remove you. I can log you
Okay,
out.
yeah, you can remove it. I'm not sure what I did.
Okay. You might have logged in twice, but anyway, it's
That's
all good.
awesome.
So, welcome back to Black Authors Matter TV, Sharon C.
Thank
Cooper.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And have you been on the show once or twice before?
It's been a few times actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
a cute
thought it
book.
was either once or twice. So it hasn't been more than that. It hasn't been more than twice. I think this is your third time.
Okay.
So, because in 6 years, you if you skip a couple of years, then it I remember it, but it starts to become a blur after a while. So we have a guest host tonight joining us. She's part of our team, our book festival team, and it's another Rhonda. So Rhonda Jackson Garcia, she writes in the horror category.
Okay. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Sharon. Nice to meet you.
You same here.
So Sharon, you have a new book out, but before we get to that, um, update our audience on for those who know you and for those who may not know you, and just let them know who Sharon C. Cooper is.
Okay, I'm Sharon C. Cooper. I write contemporary romance, romantic suspense, and a little bit of romantic comedy. I've just hit 50 books
Well,
with this last
congratulations on
release.
that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like shocking.
Yeah, um, that's a big number. And when people who have done like over 100,
Yeah,
that's a lot of writing. That's a
it
lot of
really
stories.
is.
And it's amazing that there's actually like multiple people who are in that category that
Yeah.
have written more than 100 books. And
Yeah,
so,
it's amazing. My hat goes off to them because it's not easy.
no, and I would be uh concerned about getting stale or being repetitious, but people say that they just have so many stories, and depending on your profession, like people who write as a sideline and not their full-time job, they might have situations like, for example, if they're a social worker, they probably come across a gazillion stories, that they can weave into, make characters out of, or situations that are, or just plots that they can weave into a story. So it just depends. So do you write full time?
I do. I do.
Okay, good for
Yeah,
you. Good
I
for
do.
you. Now, where are you joining us from?
I'm in Georgia.
Okay, so are you in the Atlanta area or somewhere else in
I'm
Georgia?
just outside of Atlanta. Yeah,
Okay, all
yeah.
right. And how's the weather there?
Very hot.
Yeah,
Very, very hot.
I'm in Houston, and it's
Oh,
it's
so you
100.
know.
It's 100 here. It's
Okay,
been
so
hot and
I don't think
dry.
we hit 100, but I know it's in the mid 90s.
Okay, yeah, we and it's been dry.
Okay.
So right at this point, we're praying for rain.
Okay. Yeah.
So, um, so when did you get started? What made you put the pen on paper or on a computer, depending on when you started?
Okay.
Um, what made you say, okay, I'm gonna write a novel?
I wrote well, I should say I published my first novel in 2012. And what made me even want to write a romance novel is because I was reading them. Was reading a lot of them, kind of like most people, like, oh, I think I'm gonna write one day, not knowing just um, how hard it was or how hard it is to write a book, but just kept messing around with it, probably, maybe for a couple of years. And initially, I had planned to write just sweet romance. And so, with my first novel, it's a sweet romance, but then all the rest of them have, yeah, different levels of heat, I should say.
Okay,
Um,
so for the audience, including me, what what I know there are different kinds of romances. Years ago it was just like romance, but now there's all kinds of romances.
yeah.
And so a sweet romance is that with
It's
sex, without sex,
typically no
or like,
sex.
okay,
Yeah,
no sex.
typically no sex. I think even some of them might have it where it's behind closed doors, where it doesn't show up on the page. I
Okay.
think, don't quote me on it, but I think they consider those to be sweet romances also. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I didn't know that. I was guessing it'd be like minimal sex, but I didn't know there was no. But I'm sure that you can't have romance without some
Oh yeah, there's
allusion to it or
definitely
reference.
emotions and yeah,
They covered up, or they
some close
embraced
calls.
each other, and he rubbed her back or something, and she
Definitely.
sighed, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Some authors do well with, well, I should say well, because I read some sweet romance, not a lot of it. Some authors do have it to where there's very little, kissing or anything, and they
Mhm.
just really is very heavy on just other parts of the story. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I read, I don't read a lot of romance, but I do read some.
Mhm.
Uh, Beverly Jenkins, what she'll do in her books. I like her writing because historical fiction is my favorite genre. So she mixes the historical with the romance. But she'll like wait until page 100 or so before she introduces the sex. So
Yeah.
she develops the characters before, she doesn't, it's not on page one where,
Right.
her legs were open and around his neck and they're on a
Yeah.
desk and on page one, you know.
Yeah. I'm with you. I prefer to have some story
Yeah,
before the sex scenes,
yes.
But that's just me.
Yeah. But some people really like a lot of heat, like
Oh
on
yeah.
a scale of 1 to 10, they're like a 12. They really,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's not for me. But to each his own. That's why
Right.
we have
That's why
different
it's
genres.
so many different authors that write so many different stories. So it's something for everybody.
Right. So your first book was self-published?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
My first one was self-published.
In
Uh,
2012, that's not that far back for you to have 50 books. That's
I
a
know
God, that's a short time for
Yeah, I
some.
thought you were gonna say
Wow.
2002 or something like that.
Nope. I used to average about 3 or 4 books a year. That's changed now that I'm older. Um, but I still try to do I try to publish at least 3 a year, minimum. I try.
Okay, now are you hybrid or self-published or
Well,
traditionally
I don't
published?
have any new contracts. That's a good question. I'm not sure if I'm still considered hybrid, but I do have traditionally published books as well as indie books. Yeah.
Okay, and which publisher did you do?
Um,
Multiple publishers?
with Penguin Random House, Berkeley, Harlequin Romantic Suspense. Used to write for Harlequin Kamani before they closed.
Mhm.
I think those were the only ones. Yeah, I think those were the only ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Ronnie, now feel free
You-
to jump in anytime you have a question.
Oh, yes, yes, I absolutely will. One of the things I do want to know is, do you have a favorite subgenre of romance that you write in? Because you do write in different subgenres. So, do you have a favorite one?
My favorite is romantic suspense.
Oh, why is that?
I like the action. I
Mhm.
love it where you can put a little bit of suspense with a whole lot of romance. It's just you could do just so much with a story when you add a little suspense to it, or a lot of suspense.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
but
enough.
my favorite genre to read and write is romantic suspense. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Well, since you read in your genre, who are some of the people you read in your genre?
Ooh, it varies.
That we might know, or
Man,
maybe not know, because it might be hard.
yeah, I read, of course, the Brenda Jacksons, Katie Roos, Kalia Cross, who else? AC Author.
Okay.
Yeah, those are just the ones off the top of my head as far as romantic suspense. Lynn Ray Harris. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you as a self-published author primarily, what do you consider to be one of your greatest challenges?
Ah,
Especially since you're writing full time.
yeah, these days, my greatest challenge probably is focused. You know, yeah,
Mm.
lately it's just been a little bit harder to stay focused. I'm sure it's just me, but yeah, because the stories I have tons of ideas. It's just, yeah, getting them on paper lately has been taking a little bit longer. Not that I don't know what the story is because I outlined them. It's just,
Are you
just life.
distracted? Is something distracting you? Or is something
Not,
life
not
just like,
normally. I'm a woman of a certain age, so when they say I was told about brain fog, that is a
Uh-huh.
real thing. It's a
Yes, it
real
is.
thing.
It is absolutely a thing.
I found out this year, I was like, okay, this is real, The first few years, just kind of skate by, but I'm like, okay, something's changed. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have these challenges, what do you do
I
to
keep
be able to
keep
come away
writing.
from it?
I
Oh, I
keep
love that.
make sure that I stay, I have a schedule, so I stay with it, even if, my brain is all all over the place or whatever. I just try to stay in the same routine, just for that consistency, because I do think that helps, keep it going.
Oh,
Um,
that's good. That's really good advice for any of us writers who might get stuck every now and
definitely.
again. So thank you for that.
Yes, definitely. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't take, a week off or 2 weeks off thinking like, oh, okay, give my mind a little bit of a rest. I mean, you can, but you risk it's too hard to come back to it.
Mm.
But if
Hmm.
you set aside a few hours every day to make sure you're doing something towards, writing a book, whether it's research or actually putting the words on paper, something, it usually helps you just kind of at least stay in that mind frame that, hey, I got to get this book done. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I
no.
find as I've gotten older, because I'm do as all women I think do a lot of multitasking out of necessity. But um all the different multitasking is more, and that may be like it may be a symptom of brain fog or an extension of brain fog, but all the multitasking starts to catch up with you in terms of, okay, I was doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and then okay, what was I doing?
Dropping balls.
What was I? What I was just getting ready. I'm researching. I'm open this window on the computer. Open another one. I might be looking at my phone, and then okay, why did I open this browser? What was I look?
Exactly.
Okay, what was I looking for? And then it comes back, but that
Exactly. That's
multitasking where it
exactly
used to
it.
be sharp, and I could juggle like 8 balls at one time. I can't juggle
Yeah.
the 8 anymore. You know,
Yeah,
it's not.
exactly, exactly. Or you can't think of the simplest word, it's like right there. You just can't think of that simple word. So
Yeah, they don't roll as easily either. That's another thing that happens.
yeah,
But you have more wisdom, you have more patience, you
Mhm.
have more appreciation for life
definitely.
because
I agree.
you have more years behind you. At a certain age, you have more years behind you than you do in front of you.
Yeah, yeah,
So it gives you
exactly.
a great appreciation for life. And
Definitely.
something that when you're younger, you take it for granted. You just like, oh, you just like la 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 la, just go along. And then boom. So tell us about your new book, Waiting for You. And do you have a
Yeah.
copy of it that you can show us the cover of?
Um, I don't have one near me. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, she's gonna. So, now, Rhonda, you used to write romance too.
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. I hope to get back to it someday. It's just the horror took off and it's got me held in the darkness right now.
It's got you in a chokehold, as they say.
Yes, so cold.
Okay.
Okay.
So you okay? Great. I saw the
Okay. So
cover
here's
online. Waiting
my
for you.
latest release.
And I thought that was a beautifully done cover. Vivid,
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is.
Thank
It's
you. Thank you.
gorgeous.
That's
vivid
one
colors.
series. That might be the only series I have that doesn't have people on them. I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of your books have like a male character on the front
Hmm.
on the cover, and a
Yeah.
lot of them. I don't know if that's a series, but a lot of them have one word titles.
Yes. That's a series. That's my romantic suspense, one of my romantic suspense series, Atlanta's Finest series. That one has one title, and that one also has just men on the cover. Yeah. But
Okay.
with this series, this is my Priestley family series. It's just a family of 5 siblings, and each one of them has their own story. It starts with their mother kind of pressuring them and trying to match make them, but they end up all finding love on their own. Waiting for You is the last book in this series, and it's the oldest daughter, Essence. And this one is Friends to Lovers. They've been friends like forever.
Mhm.
And, and so once their feelings started changing, she was the one that kind of didn't want to take a chance on losing her best friend um, by, getting involved in a relationship. And it just talks about their journey where he knew that she'd one day be his wife, but it took her a little while to get there. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I love friends to
Yeah.
lovers.
This
That's
one's
one of my
so
favorite
sweet.
romance tropes. Yeah. It
Yeah.
sounds really good.
Yeah. I think it is. The feedback has been fabulous. And yeah, Friends to Lover might be my favorite. Either Friends to Lover or Second Chance romance, but I think Friends to Lovers is probably my favorite. Yeah.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
So that's the last book in the series.
Hmm.
So what's the first book?
The first book in this series is Believing in You.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the one that starts the series.
Okay. So the first one is
But
believing in you, and the last one is waiting for
is
you.
waiting
So
for
that they
you.
all have something for you or in you or whatever.
Mhm.
No,
Yep.
okay. All right.
Yep.
So
So
that's
the
the
first one is
bit.
Believing in You. The second one is Finding You. The third one is Daring to Love You. And then there's Surrendering to You.
Okay.
And then the last one is Waiting for You. And all the covers are they're not the same, but you could tell they're all in the same series. And all of
Mhm.
my books are written to where you could pick up any book and not be lost. You don't have to read, you know,
Okay. In
whole
order or the
series to
whole
get to.
series.
Yeah,
Okay.
I write them intentionally to where, if somebody just happens to stumble upon one of my books, they can read it, out of order and not be lost.
Okay. Well, that's good to know because that's not always the case.
Right.
Um, yeah, in
Right.
some series. And now what's the longest series? Is 5 books what you normally do in your series? Or do you
Um,
have
I think my longest series is probably my Jenkins family series. Because that one has 5 books in one, and then there is a spinoff. And I want to say there's probably 5 books in the spinoff also. And that one's ongoing. I still have stories to tell for that one.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay. Um, so that one, so this is book number 50.
Yep, this is book
Waiting for
number
You
50.
is book number 50.
Yeah.
And when you started, did you think you would get to 50?
No, I never imagined. When I first started, it was just exciting to be writing and that people were actually reading the books. You know, most authors usually have tons of stories in there, head, or ideas at least. And so, yeah, I just had a lot of ideas and was trying to write them, get them on paper as fast as possible. But yeah, I never thought about just how many books I would end up writing, you know. But
Well,
it's been a fun journey.
well, Mama Tony, I don't know if you are
Oh
familiar.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think everybody knows Mama Tony.
Oh yeah.
She is she is everywhere at once.
Yes. She
But
is.
she
I don't
said
know
that
how she does it, but yeah.
I don't either. And at her age, she was at the book club, the National Book Club conference. We were there 2.5 weeks ago in Atlanta, and she was all over the place then with that. And she goes to quite a few book events, but she also has her own live that she does where she reads like 150 books a year, some
Easily.
ungodly number.
Yeah.
She said that all of your books are good and she enjoys the series.
Aw. Thank you, Mama Tony.
Yeah. So at what point did you decide to go full time as an author?
Oh, that is a good question. I think I've been full time maybe about maybe 10 or 11 years. Um, Once I felt that I could so help support my lifestyle, that's when I decided that to go full time. I don't know if I would recommend um anybody quitting their job and like I'm just gonna write. I would say, get started, get a good following, make some money, then think about maybe quitting your job. But it's not something I would recommend doing to just, like you have a story idea and you're like, I'm just gonna quit my job and just write full time. Yeah, I
You
wouldn't.
just take a
Yeah,
leap off
it
of
was
a cliff.
planned. Yeah, I did step out on faith, but it still was, I still
Mhm.
had a few things in place before doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I recommend that to people. I'm an author, but that's not what I make my living doing.
Mhm.
But I'm a long-time entrepreneur. Like I knew when I was 15, I wanted to be that. And once I graduated college, I became full-time as soon as I could.
Yeah.
And when people ask me about it, or they say they want to do it and they're going to just quit their job, I tell them, see, I was never like committed to a corporate job or anything like that. I intentionally didn't go that route because I wanted to be self-employed as soon as possible. So I worked at small companies so I could learn how they operate. You get to learn the inside.
Oh
But when
yeah.
people tell me they want to they want to be in business, especially people who've been spoiled by corporate. I'll just say it like that, where your check is always and your direct deposit is where it's supposed to be. You got a
Mhm.
401k, you got 5 weeks vacation, you got sick leave, you got PTO or whatever they call it. You got all of that. Oh, and insurance. You got all of that. Keep it. And so
As long as possible.
as long as possible, because when you're working for yourself, it's not going to be like that. And
Right. Right.
if the longer you stay in the corporate realm, the harder it is to leave because you got a mortgage, you got car notes, and
You
then
have a
if you
certain
have
lifestyle.
kids,
Yeah.
then you got obligations. So I did it early. I've been 25 was when I did it. I didn't have
Yeah.
kids. I was married to a knucklehead, but I worked that part out and got rid of him a few years later. So anyway,
Yeah. And I've always had little side hustles. So
yeah, and I
Oh,
always, even
good.
when I had
yeah,
a job,
always.
I
Yeah.
always had something on the side,
Yeah.
So you need to be able to maintain your lifestyle. So,
Definitely.
think
Definitely.
it through. Don't be emotional about it because,
I agree. 100% I
yeah,
agree.
the emotion will come if you don't think about it. You'll be crying real tears after. Anyway, so,
That's true.
So let's see a copy of your book again.
Okay.
And congratulations on this being released. It hasn't been out that long, has it?
Yeah, it was released in June of this year.
Okay, a
Yeah.
few
Okay,
weeks.
yes,
So,
congratulations.
yeah, so
Thank you both.
cover and congratulations again on longevity. Persistence,
Thank you. It's
consistency.
been a fun ride.
It's important. So we look forward to more from you.
Okay,
And
and good luck, Rhonda, with your
Thank
writing.
you, Sharon. Thank you. And to you.
Thank you. Thank
uh,
you.
okay, have a great night. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
a
You
guest
do the
on the
same, and
show.
thanks again for this opportunity. Take care, ladies.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good
Bye.
Bye
night.
bye. I forgot before we bring on our next guest, I forgot to tell everybody my new book is out. It's called
Yay.
This is the Proof, so it won't have this line through it. How to Plan a Book Event Without Losing Your Mind or Going Broke. And as the co-founder and national coordinator of a 19-year running event, I have a lot of information and stories. I also was able to, because of the show, I've interviewed many people who do book events. So this gives you from conception to the aftermath in terms of debriefing your staff at the end after your first try. But it tells you what to consider for if you want to do one, should you do one, you do a self check, and it takes you through everything, the budget, your management team, everything you need to know about planning a book event. So it's
Very
now available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. It just got released today, actually. And I'm going to
congratulations.
thank you. I'm going to do the hardcover, and that should be available in another day or two. The hardcover, because it'll be my first hardcover of one of my nonfiction books. The only other hardcover I have is a children's book. But I wanted to do a hardcover in this one. So anyway, we're bringing on our next guest, Tyora Moody, and Tyora, she's been in this book space for many years. In fact,
Yes, yes.
Tyora, when she comes on screen, I'm going to remind her. I'm sure she remembers. But Tyora was at one of our first National Black Book Festivals. I think she was at the first one we had at a hotel. So that was year 3. So that would have been in 2010, I think, or 2009, one of those. But Tyora was there at that one, and then she's still in the book space. And I can't even remember, Tyora, what capacity when you came. It wasn't as an author, it was in another capacity. But you've done multiple, you've worn a lot of hats in the literary community. So welcome back, because you haven't been on the show for 5 years. When I reached out to you, I checked. I said Tyra had, and I checked the date. It's been 5 years since you've been on the show.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you for having me back. It's great to be back.
You're welcome. So tell us some of the hats you've worn in the literary community.
Oh goodness, now you're showing my age. Oh my yeah, I've been around a while. So I guess when I went to the conference, what was I doing? Back then I used to build websites for authors. That's how I got started.
Okay.
I actually and from there I used to do blog tours. I did that for a couple of years.
Okay.
Right now, I still do things for other authors. It's mainly like book covers, and I help authors get their books formatted. But I
Somebody
don't do
asked
this.
me about formatting recently.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so now that I know you do that, I have somebody I can refer them to, because
Oh, well, thank
I've
you.
only used a formatter for my children's books, and I got them off of Fiverr because that's a different type of book. But for my novels, my novels and my nonfiction, what I do is I did it right the first time. I figured, because it's difficult with Microsoft trying to figure out the header, the footer, and all of that. And so I did one and I got perfected it. And what I do now is every time I have a book, I just copy that into one that I already have. So I don't have to
That's right.
redo it.
You get your template. Yep. Don't
I
mess with
copy
it.
and paste it into an
Right.
existing book and then it's quick
Mm-hmm.
because it was really a nightmare trying to figure out all the steps. They don't make it easy.
No,
But
they don't.
but I'm glad I know about the formatting because I recently have had that people ask about that.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
and then what else have you ever been a literary agent? Have you ever done agency stuff?
No, I haven't done any of that. No editing. People ask me if I edit all the time. I leave that to
Okay.
other folks to do. So yeah,
Okay.
mainly just writing book series is what I do when I'm not helping other folks out.
Okay. Now are blog tours still a thing or is that a thing of the past more so? I don't hear
I
about it
haven't
anymore.
I don't know. I haven't done one and it's been probably over 8 years. So
Mm.
I don't know if
Okay.
people still do them or not.
I
So
think podcasts kind of kick that out of podcasts is like blew up. Like
mm-hmm.
this one, we didn't call ourselves a podcast when we first started 6 years ago, but that's what we are. So we started adopting it, but we were just calling it a live show. But then the podcast became really popular during COVID. Like, everybody, because people couldn't get out.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so, and some have, many have come and gone, but some have stuck.
Yeah, I remember you from the blog tour spaces back in the day. I was really excited that I would get a chance to talk with you with Gwen tonight.
Oh, thank you. Well, I appreciate y'all having me. Yeah, it's been a while, but we keep going as the ideas come to me. So yes, and I'm not full time yet, but I'm almost there. Retirement is not that far now, thank goodness.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Excellent.
So when you write books, what types of books are you writing? Is it all fiction? Is it a combination of fiction and nonfiction?
I think early on I tried nonfiction, and then I just decided to stick with fiction. So most folks really love. I write mysteries mainly.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
my cozy mysteries are my most popular ones, but I also write different types of mysteries. I have a private investigator. I have police procedurals. My latest series is romantic suspense. So I kind of
Mm.
stick in that realm of mystery suspense mostly.
Okay. And so your new book, it just came out July 28th. So
Yes,
it's
it did.
called Searing Circumstances.
Yes,
Do you have
yes.
a copy of it?
I don't, but I have the cover on my phone. When you get up in age and you write so many books, it's like I still need to
Not up
order
in
two
age.
copies. Actually, I am I'm like mid 50s now.
Okay.
So
Some
yeah,
wouldn't necessarily consider that up in age. You as young as you feel.
well, yeah, I feel young some days, and then some days I'm like the Gen X is kicking in. So yes, I've been around a while. But as soon as I'll find it, but yeah, so the book is actually book number 8 of the Eugenia Patterson mysteries. So I've been writing that character a very long time.
Okay.
And people
Okay.
still enjoy her. And I keep writing her. I only write a book in that series probably every 2 years, just because gives me a chance to write other types of books. But people keep asking for her, and I'm getting closer and closer to her age now because she is. I wrote her when she was in her late 50s, so she's like in her 60s now. So it's a little weird that I've grown up writing her, and I'm getting closer and closer to her age.
Do you
Well,
see any end in place or any end in time, or you think it can be ongoing?
Right now I have 2 more book ideas, so I know I can go up to book 10, and then we'll see. I know a lot of authors out there who do book series that go into the 30s. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. But
I don't know. How do you
yeah,
keep people engaged in that many? It has to be a compelling story. I'm
yeah,
wondering if you have a 30-book series, you have to kind of write it kind of fast because
hmm
um, people wouldn't want to like 30 years, to find out what happened. You don't
yes,
want to start and then one per year. So you have to be writing them pretty fast if you have that many,
yes. I think the people
but
who I see do that. They have a couple of books in the series a year, and I don't write like that. At the most, I do maybe 3 books a year, but they are from different series. It kind of helps me to move around.
okay. All right. And Mama Tony, again, she commented, she said she loves your books and you're one of the few authors she hasn't met.
Oh, oh no.
Because
Okay.
Mama Tony's been, she gets out there. She makes her rounds. She's serious about books. And it's important that we have readers who are serious about reading, because that's what allows all of us to continue with our craft.
Absolutely. Definitely. I agree. And I listen to readers. It's why I'm still writing Miss Eugenia and other books because they tell me they want to see new things happen with her. The whole reason when she got married, that was very influential from the readers. She got remarried
Oh,
again. So yes, so
oh,
yeah, I listen.
okay. Yeah, that's how several of my book ideas come from people who tell me they want like my new book, which just came out today, about how to plan a book event. When people come to the festival, they'll ask me, how did I do it? And then they'll say, well, I'd like to do something in my community like this. How do I go about it? And so I said, you know what? I need to put it in a book. So that was what I did when people would ask me, how do I write a book? So one of my books is about how to write a book. So some of my things are consumer driven in terms of consumer demand. So because at least there's an audience for what you're writing.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I have a question about the blog tours. Uh, Rhonda, this is my last question before, because I want you to get a chance to ask our question. But um, what what actually happened with the blog tours? Like, what what do you think led to or its demise or just not being as popular? Because you don't really hear about blogs either that much anymore.
Yeah.
No, I think it's been social media,
Mhm.
really, because social media has taken over what we used to think of as blogging is more like micro blogging, and you can, it's very immediate. And instead of
Yeah.
going for this blog, you can just kind of go to, let's say, Threads, and you can post your thoughts there. Um, and they're instant. So I really think that social media played a really big part in the demise of the blog tours.
Absolutely, I agree. Because there was a time when it was just blogs were a big thing, even right before Facebook. But yeah, once um, TikTok came in, you got Book Talk, YouTube, where people put their reviews out there. So there's other platforms that people kind of prefer to go to. So that's what I saw when I decided, okay, that's enough of the blogs. And I could tell you could kind of see that people weren't blogging as consistently. You would send out books for reviews, you weren't getting enough reviews back. So there's things like that. Was like, well, I think we'll stop. It's too much work for it not to really help the author get their book out. So
Yeah, and I guess with social media too, you have the ability to share, you know,
mhm,
tag, comment, you know, you,
mhm,
you can have video or pictures that people can talk about. TikTok
mhm.
is entirely video. So,
Yes,
yeah, it's popular among younger readers or younger people. Is very popular among the in the I would say 20s to teens, 20s, 30s in that group is the most popular. but other people are watching too. I'm not, I don't think I'm going to make the commitment on TikTok just because I would have to be doing videos all the time, and I don't do videos. This is the video I do. And it's not like it's interviewing other people. It's not where it's focused on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if I want that. But Rhonda, are you on TikTok?
Oh my gosh, I'm barely on TikTok because of the same difference. When I make videos for class, that's one thing. But to go out and make a video about, a book or something I'm reading or something I'm writing, I've not been able to get into it. It's just not a thing I've been able to get into very well. Tyora, do you have a social media platform that you prefer for talking with your readers or getting out information about what you're working on?
Yeah, actually, I use a combination. I like YouTube. I actually do TikTok. I went screaming and running away from TikTok for the longest. But you would be surprised. There is such a large number of readers on there that talk about books, and so I ended up coming up with a system, and you probably see if you go to my Facebook or any of my YouTube channels. I do play around a lot with AI, so I was able to bring my characters to life. So my videos of Miss Eugene is kind of what I post. Also, you don't always have to do a video. I really invest in audiobooks. So sometimes I take some audio clips from my audiobooks and post those. So you can get a little bit creative where you're not always on cameras. I don't think I'm ever on camera. I've never been on camera. Any of my
Okay.
videos. So yeah, I come
Okay.
up with all kind of different ways to post videos, and you get traffic for people who like to read. So I would not TikTok. You have to be a little creative about it. So
Oh, I love that. I love that approach. So now, see, now, Gwen, I think we might have to think about it again. I'll think about it in a different way, Tyra. Thank you so much
yeah,
for that.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I hear about it often. And the same thing that you're saying, there's a lot of readers on there with book talk and all of that. Now, on there, when you're on there posting your stuff, how do you like how is it like Facebook or Instagram where you have a news feed? How do people know that you're posting what you're posting? Do you have to build a following like you do on the other platforms?
Yes, it's pretty much the same. You're building a following. It's very similar. Are you on Instagram? It's very similar to Instagram, and even Facebook has adopted the reels that you can scroll up and down. It's pretty much all of them are trying to look alike in some form or fashion. So yes, you got to build a following. And then people who follow you see your videos when they're posted. Kind of same as Facebook when you post something, people who are following you, they see it. So, or who's I think
Okay.
friends on here on Facebook.
Okay. Yes, that's where I try having to build another platform of people after spending so many resources. TikTok is probably like Facebook was when it first started, in that people see your stuff. So that might make me go on there. I'm talking over my previous statement, but
We can change our minds when we
Facebook
get new
used
info.
yeah, Facebook used to, when it first came out, people would see your stuff. Now you have to pay Facebook or you have to post something ridiculous. So those are the two ways people see your stuff. You pay them or you post something ridiculous, like, and I would never do that. So I just won't. I don't believe in that for myself. People can do it. But TikTok is probably like the Wild West or like the gold rush, like Facebook was when it first started. So they probably allow your stuff to get out there to more people, and they don't they haven't reined it in to where nobody sees your stuff unless you pay Facebook. If you have a business page, and that's what I would do on there, have a business page. I wouldn't do a personal. I don't know. I'm you've opened my eyes to a few things.
Yes.
I have to take another look at it. But I have been hearing things about it. One of our authors that's registered for the festival says she posted a video about coming to the festival on TikTok. Within 2 days, she had 15,000 views. And, with just her talking about her coming to the festival. So, Rowdy Rooksey, I don't know if you met her last year, Rhonda. She's a romance author. But,
not sure.
Yeah, she told me, I mean, it had a whole lot of shares and just a lot of comments, shares, everything, likes, comments, shares, views after 2 days. And she just wanted to make me aware of it because she was, which I'm glad. That's what people need to do to promote their appearance at the festival and not just, wait on a miracle or whatever, like thinking that you have one book and everybody's going to come to see you. Well, that's not going to happen. And you really need to get your friends and family to come and see you. And the way you do that is to promote it. So, and Tyora, I know you know about promotion. So a lot of people don't.
Yes, you definitely have to. I can't say that I promote as hard and heavy as I did when I first came out. I think it does help that over time I've been able to build a readership. My promotion is I depend a lot on pre-orders. So I will put a book out like a year out and really push that book. So that kind of is my biggest marketing right now is just doing pre-orders. So
okay, I'm hearing about pre-orders a lot. I've never put one of my books out for pre-order. I have 16 books. Have you, Rhonda?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that. Oh man, the pre-order is almost the one of the most important things that I like to push before the book comes out. Because then it already has some steam by the time it's released.
Yes.
Yeah, I just, a lot of times by the time, for one, I feel like if it's not ready by whatever date I say it's going to be ready, then I'll feel bad and people will be mad. And then, but pre-orders, that's a thing now. I'm hearing about it a lot. People are really pushing the pre-order concept. And see, I don't pre-order stuff. I wait till it comes out, but I'm probably not typical.
Oh, I love to pre-order stuff. It's like a gift to yourself when it comes in because I forgot that I ordered it by the time it comes out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's something here for me. What is it? Well, it's a pre-order. It's stuff that I
pre-ordered. Okay. See, I because I order as a retailer, I'm not in there. I can't do it like that. Unless I don't order books from Amazon. I order them as a retailer with the retail discount. So I can't get the book until it's out.
Okay.
And so, but it's now that I know the emphasis behind it and the excitement that people get when they get something that they pre-order and they get it in. Okay. These are things that I don't know about because I don't pre-order books. But show us a copy of your new book and tell us what it's about.
I'm gonna try to do it on the phone if you can see it.
Yeah.
So,
is that a baby carriage?
It's a barbecue.
It's a barbecue. I thought it was a baby carriage at first. Now I see it's a barbecue.
Okay.
Yes. So my book and all of my books, all 8 have that yellow background to it, and I love to include food just because my main character, Eugenia Patterson, she's a retired school teacher. She has since she has a diabetic. She's diabetic too. So I kind of just weave in over the course of the book series how she has changed with her cooking. But in the midst of that, she is an amateur sleuth. So that's the one of the reasons people always ask, why do you have food on your books? I kind of weave that into the story. And this particular one is actually set on the 4th of July. So
Okay.
her and her husband have gone to this nice fancy cookout. Things went a little wrong. The person who hosted it, let's just say, he left this world, and so the mystery is to find out who took him out, basically. So there's a lot of people in town who didn't like him. He was a town councilman who kind of got his way with the council. So um, I love weaving in stories where there's suspects, and I hope people enjoy trying to figure out who actually did it. So I always just love doing that. Each of the books that I get a chance to write, and I love having Eugenia be the one because she is a former school teacher. So she's always able to talk people into telling her things. Like
Mhm.
she just,
Mm.
they're like, and she's like, oh, and she's just gathering clues. And she's also married to a former homicide detective who's retired. So that makes it interesting as well. So yeah, that's kind of this book number 8. I was able to find a different roundabout way of doing another murder mystery that I think is very different from the first 7 books. I try really hard not to have a pattern or try to keep it as unique as I can, which is why I only do them like every other year.
Now you have the title "Searing Circumstances." That's can have a double meaning. So with food, or it could be searing, as in I guess heartfelt, or uh, so it could. So are all of the titles do they have a double meaning,
Yes,
like with food, related to food?
they do have a double meaning to it. I try to do that with them with the titles. Yes, definitely. And sometimes, and I tell people I get my titles even before I really totally finish the story. They just come to me, and then once I start writing, I start to see. Oh, now I see why I got that. Why the title came to me. It just starts to flow as I write out the story. So yeah, there's
Okay.
usually a double meaning in there.
Okay. So what was book one what was the title of book one?
The book one was Deep Fried Trouble. And on the
Okay.
front of that is
Okay.
like a frying pan
Okay.
with the chicken, fried chicken. So, yeah. Deep Fried Trouble is the
The
first
first
introduction
one.
to Miss Eugenia Patterson.
Okay. Now, does that name Eugenia have any kind of significance to? Is it a family member, or just a name that you decided you were going to use?
Yeah, it just came to me. I know a lot of older women, and I think it just felt to me like a good southern name for an older woman.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, she's on the usher board. So I just can't even. I spell it in a unique way too. It's
Uh-huh.
Ugeena. So I just said
Oh,
book.
okay. Okay. Yeah, that is different. Okay. Well, Tyora, um, congratulations on the release of Searing Circumstances. And this is book number what for you?
That was a book. For the series is book number 8. Yes.
Okay, but overall,
Oh my goodness, I haven't. I have
you
no
haven't
idea.
done a count.
No,
You have so many now that you
I,
don't count them
I
anymore.
do. I need to go back and count. It might be around like 30.
Oh,
But
wow.
I have to go back and look and count it up again. So, yes.
Oh,
Okay,
excellent.
that is
Excellent.
wonderful. So anyway, I've only met you once, and that was 20, I think it was 2009. Yeah, 2009. I met you once face to face, but hopefully I'll meet you again in the future, somewhere in the
Yes,
literary land.
absolutely.
Okay, congrats on the book again. Thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good talking with
Good talking.
you.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Before we bring on our next guest, I just wanted to say again, my brand new book just was released today on Amazon, How to Plan a Book Event Without Losing Your Mind or Going Broke. It has 9 chapters, I think. Let me see. No, 10 chapters. 10 chapters, everything you need to do from start to finish if you want to put on a book event. And I share a lot of information about our experience as well as many other book event coordinators' experiences. So there is a pattern to what works and what doesn't work. so
Mhm.
it's available in paperback. This is the proof. That's why it's a line through it, but it's available in paperback and Kindle, and it will be in hardcover later this week. So I'm excited. It's book number 16. I know my number. It's not high enough yet for me to lose count. I don't know if I would ever lose count, Rhonda. I would just keep
I don't
count.
know. Yeah, I think
So how
I
many
would.
books do you have now?
I say, well, so I have 2 books. But I write mostly short stories. And so as far as short stories are concerned, I think I'm running up against about 70-ish short
Oh,
stories.
so
Yeah,
do you write short stories that go in books or just
I
like,
do. So the
okay.
2 books are collections with the short stories in them, but not every short story has made it into a book just yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes they're published in other magazines or anthologies or websites and stuff like that.
Yeah. We were talking about what's replaced the blogs, and Substack is also popular now.
It
People are
is, yeah.
writing like commentaries on,
Uh-huh.
which is like a blog on Substack. And then they
Yeah.
get followers or subscribers. I think they get people who pay to subscribe to different
Uh-huh.
things.
They do. Yeah. I keep saying I'm gonna play around with Substack at 1.2. I just
It's so
haven't. There's
many
so many
things.
things.
So many, and when I go on threads, all I see are people complaining about something or saying something negative. So that
Oh
makes
yeah.
me think twice because
Yeah, you have
I
to
don't like
curate the feed.
negativity.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
curate the feed. I don't see a
Okay.
whole lot of that unless I go looking for it, but that's because I'm always
Oh,
on threads, kind of letting the algorithm know what I want to see. So it's
oh,
one
see, I
you gotta
hadn't.
kind of build it. Yeah.
Okay, the algorithm done hadn't done anything yet because I'm not on there enough. So when I do go, it's normally because I see something on Facebook that's linked to threads. And then
Uh
I click over and then I'll see a bunch of negative stuff. So anyway, I probably need to spend more time on it. So
yeah.
anyway, it's like anything. It takes time to perfect it, to master it, and all of that. But we are welcoming our da, 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 our 900th guest on Black Authors Matter TV. Yay! And,
Yay.
and Rhonda, my co-host Rhonda Lawson missed this 900th mark as far as being on the show because she had another obligation. But we have our wonderful guest, Rhonda Jackson Garcia, who's on our management team for the event and a longtime friend. So now, is this pronounced Ty
Yes,
or
it's time.
okay? Okay, because I didn't know if it was 2 syllables, and so
No.
I didn't. Okay, it's Ty. Okay, well, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you. Thank you. I just realized because I'm used, I guess I use this Zoom for work. So y'all saw my government name. Some of y'all might have.
That's okay. On the screen it says Ty though.
Yes, it's
So
time.
yeah. So you've been doing a lot of things, and you have a new book out through Black Odyssey Media,
Yes.
and it's called Madly Driven. Do you have a copy of it? Is it out? It's out. It came out a month and a half ago, right?
It did come out in half, and I'm slipping because I usually keep a copy with me, and I got my book bag, but not the copy.
Okay. Well,
I'm slipping.
tell us about what Madly Driven is about.
Yes, Madly Driven is what I call the perfect summer romance. It is a sports romance. I look at it like it has all the tropes. It's enemies to lovers, forced proximity, best friends, ex. uh, billionaire romance, and it involves an F1 driver. Well, technically, he's a NASCAR driver who has won NASCAR. So now his next goal is F1, Formula One racing, which is completely two different type of racing. So we're watching his transition from a NASCAR to F1, and he falls for his ex best friend from college because they both went to Prairie View. And so now he falls for her. She's a content creator and also a PhD student who is this supposedly guru on love, but doesn't have a man. So for her brand, she needs to have a man, and for his image, he needs a woman. Because in NASCAR
Oh.
and Formula One, you have to be, it's like family oriented. And he
Mhm.
has been in trouble for being out there with women. So this is a relationship that they decide to basically be fake together so that the world will believe that she has a man and that he is a committed man. So they do this fake engagement, and of course, because they have this history, there's this tension, there's this chemistry, and being forced to be in Miami for 3 months as he prepares for the race is what brings them together. And you have to read the rest to see what happens.
Okay, now,
Sounds
are you
fun.
into race car driving yourself? Are you into NASCAR driving?
I
Or
would
how did
say
you like make that the setting? Really,
yes,
basically, it's like a
yes.
character in your book.
It is,
So,
because it really is a character in my book. I would say I love sports romance. I've written several. I've written about basketball, football, baseball. So I wanted to write about something different.
okay.
And I've been following Lewis Hamilton, who was the only Black person to win F1 to this day. Thought he was
Mhm.
a fashion model, didn't realize he really was a driver. I didn't pay attention. I was just following him. And I said, wait, what does he really do? And I saw, I know I'm behind. I think it was a year before I realized he was a Formula One driver. And so then I started saying, oh, those are the little bitty cars. Like I would see these races on TV and be like, I would get confused by what is what. And that it made me like explore a little bit more to see what the differences are. And I realized it's completely worlds of difference. It's not the same beyond you racing. And then I started doing more research and realized that in the NASCAR world, not that many, Black men. And I remember watching a movie years ago, Richard Pryor, it was the biography of Wendell Scott, the first Black man to win NASCAR. So all that was in my head. And so I started doing more research and became more interested. And that's what made Madly Driven come into light.
So did you go to some races
I
in
have
preparation for this book?
no, I did not go to, I watched them on TV.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I actually got into a race car which was crazy. And if you get motion sickness like me, don't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I
Did
get
you
motion
just get
sickness.
into a car that was parked
No, no,
or
no, no. They
okay.
have it was a real racetrack where you can either drive a race car yourself or you can be a passenger in one. And you can go and get that experience of what it would feel like to be going 200 plus miles an hour on a track. So
Ooh, I
I
would be
thought
scared to
I
do
thought
that.
maybe because I get sick when they stop and go. So I'm like, well, they're gonna be going straight. I should be good.
No, it's a circle.
Exactly. I don't know what I was thinking, but literally he was making a figure eight over and over again. And I screamed. When I say I screamed from the beginning to the end of that ride, I
It
screamed the whole
sounds like
time.
almost like the roller coaster,
It
although
was. But
um
straight, it
yeah, but
wasn't.
it's on you're not in the air.
Oh my God.
That
And
is
when I say I cut up the whole time and praying I didn't throw up. I didn't throw up then. I threw up later, but not then. I just didn't want to throw up in his car. But it made
That
me
would have been
realize how
romance
talented.
itself.
That would have been a mess itself. But what it helped me realize was how skilled you have to be to drive a race car. Like how
Mhm.
skilled it's not just, oh, I'm speeding. It is, because he never was on two wheels, even though he was hitting those corners, we remained on four. Like he had complete control of that car. And I was just like, man, like, people who do this, it is a skill involved. It is a sport. Like I
Mhm.
really sensed it. If I didn't before, I did then. And we'll never do that again. Okay.
What other kinds of research have you done in order to support your writing? Because that sounds like you go kind of deep into researching these books.
If I can, we'll talk, we'll have conversations. You know, good thing about, of course, the internet, you can find a lot of information internet. And other cases, like for instance, when I did Riff and Refrains, it was about a country singer. And several of my books talk about the guitar. My cousin, may he rest in peace, was a guitar player. So he literally was showing me and how, you know, what the different keys were, how I should hold it. You know, so and he knew I was doing it for a book, so he took his time showing me what needs to happen. So anytime I can get a real life example of how to do something, I ask, you know. And my family's a lot of sports. I have a lot of athletes in my family. So for me to write a sports romance, and my dad is a coach, so it really was like when I was writing this baseball book, like, Dad, does this make sense in terms of how I'm describing this shortstop? You know, because people don't really pay attention, they pay attention to pictures, but what about the shortstop? So that is I wanted to make it realistic as I can, but not boring because it's still romance. I don't want to go into in-depth, somebody reading it like, I don't want to hear about all of this, but I do want to make it real enough that if you are interested or you want to know more, you will, you know, get some information.
Mm.
Now, have you written, since your dad's a coach, have you written a book about a coach yet?
I have not.
That's something that you could
It
do.
surely can. You know, I have not. That is very yeah, you just gave me an idea. It's like, 'cause I have not. I hadn't even thought about it, but that's a good one. No, that is a good one. So I'm sitting there like, huh, okay, thank you for that. I like
Yeah,
it.
he could be a up and coming coach. He could be about to
Hmm.
retire. He could be in the middle of his career. You know, he could, you know, something could happen and then you know, it's all kinds of angles you can do with the coaching thing.
Mhm.
Yes, no, there is.
They can
Hmm.
move to, okay, here's one for you. At first he was at the college level and then he gets recruited to go to the NFL, if it's football. And he meets one of the cheerleaders from the NFL team, and there's some sparks.
Yep,
I don't know.
yep. I can see that.
Maybe.
And
I can see
I don't do
that.
romance at all, but
No, but that you
but
but you're a reader, so you're going by this might
yeah,
interest me.
I am
So yes,
yeah, I'm an avid reader. So
yes.
but when you said your dad was a coach, I'm like, well, surely she's written a book about a coach if her dad's a coach. But I
No,
do understand you know, our relationship with our dads. If you have them in a book, you want it to be uh respectful, you know, of
exactly.
someone
Yes,
that
this is one of the
is
books where I'm like, you can definitely can't read this book, Dad. You know you can't read it.
yeah, yeah,
Cannot.
so yeah, you want to do that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So romance is your main driving force as far as your writing is concerned.
Yes, it
When did
is.
you how long have you been with Black Odyssey? Was this your
This
first book
is
with
yeah, this is
them?
my first book. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's I submitted Madly Driven to them last July. So it'll be a year, and I have another book that's coming out with them called Legend, which is about a football player. So it's another sports romance. It's not a
Okay.
coach, but that's
Okay.
coming out in April. So I'm looking forward to that. That one that's coming out. So it's more people familiar with football. So it's on that level, but it's about, like you just said, someone who's on his way out and trying to, you know, leave his mark because he hasn't yet, and it's about, is love more important than leaving your mark?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes,
Oh.
yeah.
yes,
Sometimes you have to make a decision. You know,
yes,
it's all about choices. Now, I didn't realize until just recently that you were in Houston Metro.
yep.
So, yeah. Now, are you from Houston?
No, no. I don't live everywhere at this point in the South, but originally I was born in Mobile, but spent my childhood in New Orleans and high school from New Orleans. I graduated from New Orleans. I've been in
Okay.
Houston since 2013, but I've lived in the South pretty much my whole life in different parts of the South, but this is where I've been for the last 13 years. I've been in Houston. Yeah.
Okay. You have other family here? Is
I
that
don't
right?
know. I mean, my
It
family's here
is.
now. Like my family has moved here since I've been here, but nobody from
Oh,
my family was here first. No, I'm the first one to move here, and everyone was like, "Oh, I like Houston," so they joined. So yeah,
okay. But you live in Cypress, which is
yep,
Houston Metro, but it's
yep.
not Houston proper. Of course,
You know, it's not.
I live in the unincorporated part of Houston, even though I have a Houston address. So I can't vote like in city elections.
No. Yeah, because before I moved here, I lived right where it changed to Cypress. So even though I still had a Houston address, it was the same thing where I was like,
Okay.
I'm going to the like trying to vote. I'm like, why can't I vote for the mayor? What's
Yeah.
happening? It's like,
No, but you can vote for the county, whoever's the county
exactly. I
school
can.
board. You vote for the
Yes,
school
I
board,
can do
but
that.
you can't vote for in the city election. So,
No.
um, what book is this for you in terms of numbers of books?
I believe
And
it's
is this your first?
55. I believe
Is
it's
this your first
55.
traditional? What number did you
No,
say?
55.
55.
It's 55.
55.
Wow.
It's 55. Yeah.
Very nice.
55.
It's about 55. I'm thinking, I have to, I used to keep track, and now I'm just like, honestly, I need to go back and count. And I say that because some books are compilations,
Mhm.
but I've written at least 50, that for sure. And traditional, no, it's not my first traditional. My first traditional was Riff and Refrains with Honey Blossom Press. So, and that was
Are they an imprint
2024.
of? Are they an imprint
Yeah,
of somebody?
they are imprint. It is a woman owned, and books are. It's a small
It's a
publisher,
smaller
but
print.
it's a
Okay.
smaller press. But it is books go
Mhm.
throughout the whole United States, just like Black Odyssey. Black Odyssey is a little bigger, but they
Mm-hmm.
operate. Because I think Black Odyssey has distributed through Kensington.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, we've been well, I'm known Entice. I'll use her.
Ah, okay,
I've known
yeah,
her for at least 10 years.
okay.
But when she first did Black Odyssey, we've had just about all of our authors on. So when she first launched it, we've had them on the show since then. So and we've had Cressida. Do you work with Cressida? Is that who you work with?
No.
There,
Mm-mm.
don't work with Cressida.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh
She's
yeah,
the
yeah, 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 yeah.
acquisition.
I'm going by her other name.
Oh, she has another name.
No, 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 wait.
No,
It
I
may
don't
not
think
be.
she goes with another name, but
Okay,
she's
okay.
the acquisitions person.
Okay. No, just the CEO.
Okay. 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 Well, wow, you have so when did you first start writing? And like where have you like been like
Hmm.
where have you been? Because I
She's like,
I don't
wait.
I'm yeah, my first awareness of you is through Black Odyssey.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. We're like, where you been? Because even when you emailed me,
In
you had
town.
this.
You're in
This how you said
Houston.
it. Yeah, exactly. That's what's funny because you said it like that. When you emailed me, it was like, oh, I felt you like, how do I not know you? That's how I felt when I read the email. Um, I I started. This is my seventh year as I started 2019 in terms of publishing.
Oh,
But
wow.
always like my original interest was YA, and I hope to get some YA out there because that's my original interest.
Oh,
Because
okay.
as a whole, I'm a psychologist outside of here, and I used to work with kids and young adults. So that's why that was an interest of mine. And I stumbled upon love, romance, and just kind of roll with it. And I have a contemporary fiction that I'm working on. It's not a romance, and so I know people are gonna be like, it's always gonna have romance, and it always will. But as we know, romance ends happily ever after, or happily for
Mhm.
now, and fiction
Right.
may or may not. And so that might make people feel certain because you won't know until you finish the book whether it's going to be like a tie romance or tie fiction.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well, that is very nice that you have done 55 books since popping out in 2019.
Yeah,
You
that's
are
a lot
Yes.
of
busy,
writing.
busy,
Aren't these
busy.
people who are writing like do you write full time? Or
No, that's the thing. I still work.
oh, are you a
Well,
psychologist? Did you say you were in
yeah, I work
psychology?
I'm at Prairie View now. I'm a professor at Prairie View. So
Oh, okay.
I stay busy. It's one of those where it's my passion, it's my cope, it's the way I cope. And there was a point when I was writing more than work. I was able to work part-time and write. But since I took on a position at Prairie View, when I thought I'd still be kind of part-time, I end up, it ends up where I'm almost working full-time. So yeah, I've slowed down
Yeah.
writing in the last couple of years. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, so are
For
you
sure.
able, as a psychologist, are you able to use your cases or clients?
I can't,
I know
well,
you can't use
yeah,
them,
because of
their
HIPAA.
names. I know that, but I mean
But I
situational,
do, yeah.
like
One of my
generally.
yes. One of the books that I wrote last year is definitely mental health representation. It was about a woman with bipolar. It's called This Side of Beautiful, and it was through Honey Blossom. But it is about a woman who's an entertainer, like a Meg Thee Stallion. It's, it starts off in Houston at the rodeo, but it's about a character who is diagnosed with bipolar, trying to live with it and trying to still be her with it. And so it talks about her trials and tribulations of how do you live with mental illness and still do everything you want to do. And is it harmful? Is it, like, is there certain things that can trigger you? So it explores that. And she falls for a guy who has anxiety issues and it looks like he might be on the spectrum. And he was a musician. So it is their journey of healing each other, healing by themselves, understanding what it means to live with different types of mental health diagnosis. So that book was definitely, and I even had my students read it. That book is even though it's a romance, it's fiction, it is definitely based on my experiences working with people who have on the spectrum as well as bipolar.
Hmm.
Oh,
So, do you still see clients,
I have a
or
very small
you?
caseload.
Okay, so
It's
you
not like before. It's not because I had a whole practice where that's all I did. But now I probably don't have like 4 or 5 clients at this point.
so
I'm,
do you prefer teaching?
I do. I do. I mean, students give me energy. Um,
Mhm.
I like HBCUs. I'm a graduate of FAMU, so I'm a big HBCU person.
Oh, my niece went
So,
to FAMU.
yay. Yeah.
I might have
That's
been
my
there around the
person.
same time. But she was in she was in botany. She ended up getting a doctorate
Oh,
in
nice.
botany, plant sciences, the botanical stuff. She teaches now.
Yay. That's what I'm
So
saying. It's like it is. I do. I love teaching my students. And getting to know them, write them. So again, writing is my escape. It is my way to cope. So, and now that I'm mixing both worlds. It's a way that I can get my message out and the best way I can through a romance story. So you're still learning something, but you're gonna get all the feels, you'll get all the steam because it's not closed door at all, it's open door. So, especially if you read the very first page of Madly Driven, and it goes straight into I'll just say that. If you go to Amazon right now and read the first paragraph, you'll be like, oh, this is how we start in this book. So I'm not by any means am I nice and fuzzy.
So you write in romance and you're working on, you say something that's a little more general fiction. Is there any other genre that you think you might want to try?
That's a good question. I would actually love to do like some speculative fiction, just because,
Oh, yay. Yeah.
growing up in New Orleans, people thought I knew voodoo when I went away to school. I met FAMU and
Wow.
they like, ooh, you know voodoo? I'm like, I don't know voodoo. And I once dressed up as a voodoo priestess and went to a party in Minnesota, in Minneapolis,
Mm.
and people knew I was from New Orleans. When I say people really were scared of me, that it was the weirdest thing. People were just like giving me
Oh.
their distance, and I was like, "Are y'all freaking kidding me? I'm sorry, it's just a costume." And I'm like, "But you're really from New Orleans, though." And I'm like, "So yeah, I definitely have. It's definitely. I'm hoping because that's an idea I have that I want to explore. So I'm hoping it can get picked up. But it's definitely some of that.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Yeah.
yeah, Rhonda teaches writing. So and she
Oh, I
taught. Don't
love
you teach
it.
speculative fiction? Don't you teach
Yes,
that?
I do. I do. I teach
Oh
it
shoot, we
writing.
might have to
So yeah.
look. Wait, okay, I might have to we have to talk after this. Where your class at? And I'm serious on that. Like I would love that. I said to myself, I would love to take some actual writing courses. I was a journalism major while I was before I became a psychology major, and I took some writing. And then I wanted to get my master's in writing, but I never went back. I even got accepted to get master's in writing, but never did. So oh yeah, I love. Okay.
Okay.
All
Now
right. I'm
you
serious on that.
two,
I'm serious, Rhonda, on that. Okay. Just
Okay,
yeah,
you know
now
what
yes,
you're
you
yes, we
doing.
are.
Yes.
you two need to explain exactly what speculative fiction means to both of you. Is it paranormal? Is it like part of the horror, sci-fi? What is it exactly?
Yeah, so speculative fiction is like that big what if category. So it includes science fiction, horror, and fantasy. Mostly all the spec fiction genres that go under there. Mostly it's the what ifs, the stories that go, what if this thing happened, or what if this monster existed? And so that's where the speculation comes from.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
man, yes, I definitely. I'm like,
Uh,
okay, we gotta. I'm coming, man. I'm like a child, like, yay! Like, gotta reach out to Miss Rhonda.
Yes, and we want you over in the under the speculative fiction umbrella because you're very versatile. So we want you to spread your wings and come on over to the dark side a little bit.
No, I do. This was like, oh my God. Like I literally was like, yeah.
well,
Yes,
you'll
yes,
get to
yes.
meet Rhonda, well, and me, of course, in person at the National Black Book Festival.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rhonda's
very
one
Yes.
of our
Yes.
managers. Ty is going to be, she's a participating author, but we're having a panel this year called Melanated Love about the boom in the romance genre. And Ty is one of the panelists on that panel.
oh,
Yes.
So,
excellent. Great.
yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
she's
I'm
going to
excited
be
about it.
talking to, because it seemed like, and I didn't say Black romance, but that's like the unstated
Yeah.
part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it just seems like overnight it just exploded.
It did. I
Like
feel that way.
in
Just
the last 5 years, maybe even 3 years.
it just
Um,
got real big. It's
yeah,
like,
all of a sudden, like every and all of these writers that are well, I'll say they're new to. They might just be new to me, and we've interviewed 900 people, and
congrats. Oh yes, because I'm a
you're number
900
900.
guest.
You're number
You are.
900, and so
Yay.
all these romance authors, we haven't interviewed because we interview people from with all genres, just everything you can think of, and they don't all have to be Black. Although, um, I would say in 6 years, I think we've interviewed 5 people that weren't. So, and they had books that were relevant. They had
Mhm.
they wrote something. One lady wrote a book about Benjamin Banneker's
Oh,
history,
nice.
and
Wow.
she
Okay.
was one of his descendants. She was related to him, a white
Oh.
lady.
Wow.
She was
Well, yeah, with
related.
all the cross mixing,
Yeah, oh yeah,
eventually goes back to either black or white. So I guess,
yeah.
yeah.
So she wrote a book about that, and we got some push. People online they need something to do, but we got some pushback because we had a white um guest
Yeah.
and she was first on the show. So that, for the 4 slots we had, she was at 7. And that some people that triggered them for some reason, it was crazy. I had to block some people just because they were talking crazy.
No, I can
We
believe it.
said
I
Black
know. Yeah, I
Lives
can believe
Matter.
it.
And then they said, well, apparently they don't because you got a white guest. What? Are you nuts?
Oh,
Anyway,
wow.
they need something to do. So anyway, um, but it just seems like the whole romance genre has really just exploded. And people are writing. I think maybe people uh need love, and they're writing about it and hoping for it in their own lives. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they're writing about what they want theirs to be like. it's the imagination. You can use your imagination
You can lose it any
and
kind
talk
of
about
way.
anything.
And it's just been, it's been a definitely, romance has always been number one in terms of selling books,
Yes,
but it's even more like I can say in the last 7 years. I mean, I started 7 years ago. In the last few
okay.
years, it's been crazy.
It
So
is.
so when I saw that topic, I'm like, it's very fitting. It's
Yes,
very
it's an
fitting.
amazing thing. Well, congratulations on your new
Thank
release.
you.
And
Congratulations.
Madly Driven, y'all. I usually have my book. I guess because I went to work today and I was at work all day.
well, Madly Driven
Driven,
by
yes.
Ty
You can find it
is the
anywhere.
book, and you can find it
On
anywhere books are
audio and
sold.
paperback, ebook,
Okay, it's
yes.
audio and all that. Every not hardcover, is it?
No, it's not all
Just
covered yet.
paperback, ebook,
Hmm.
audio book.
Yeah.
So congratulations again. We look
Thank
forward to
you.
meeting you in person in a couple of
Yeah.
months.
Yes.
And just keep selling books until then. Keep writing until then. You
Yes.
got 50
Yes.
plus books. Wow. Anyway, thanks
I'm
for
gonna have to
being
keep writing. And I gotta reach out to Ron, you got contact somehow. Okay.
Yes, we will definitely chat, Ty. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy. Enjoy.
okay.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Okay, so we're bringing on our last finalist, but I'm going to be shameless with my plugs. I
Yeah.
am going to let you all know my new book is out. It just was released today on Amazon, How to Plan a Book Event Without Losing Your Mind or Going Broke, because the possibility of either or both is real. So this is a how-to book. It says how to, and it does tell you how to do it. So it's available in paperback, ebook, and it will be in hardcover probably by the end of the week. So I'm excited about it. So our final guest, if you all watch the show, you know that we award, well, the book festival actually has the Black Authors Matter Children's Book Awards process. And this is the fifth year, I believe, fourth or fifth year that we've done the awards. And we announced the finalists last week in three of the categories, and one of them is our final guest for tonight. So, one of the finalists who had a book, and Rhonda is one of the judges on the judging panel. So, she knows about all the work that we do, the hard work, the hours we spend reviewing all the books and scoring them and coming up with the finalists and then eventually the winner. So Tashonda Carey was one of the finalists for her book, A Grandmother's Love. And we welcome her to Black Authors Matter TV.
Hi.
How are you
I'm
doing?
so excited to be here on tonight.
Okay, well, we're excited to have you and congratulations on being a finalist.
Thank
And
you.
do you have a copy of your book handy?
I do actually.
Okay. It's called A Grandmother's Love. And as you all can see, the imagery is on point. It's really beautiful.
Yes. It's a beautiful
And
book.
when we were judging the books, your book stood out.
Wow.
Some books stand out and some books stand out for the wrong reason. Yours
Right.
stood out for the right reason. So
Absolutely.
yeah, beautifully done. And now is this your first book?
Uh uh this was the first book that I did, but I do have another book that I actually entered as well. But they both were done in April. This one was done in April 2025, and then my other book, My Hair is Beautiful Just Like Me, released April of this year.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations again. So when you saw that you were a finalist, what was your immediate reaction or response?
My immediate reaction was I just started screaming. And my daughter came in my room and she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, I'm a finalist. And it was just very exciting for me because this is my first time actually being, writing a book, and being entering it, just not even thinking about, what the qualification, because I was on the live the other night and I was, watching the live and was just hearing everything that you all were looking for. And I was like, oh God, I never thought, the things that you all look for when you putting your book in a competition, what all is being looked at. And so I was listening to everything, writing down notes and everything, and when I heard my name, I was so in shock. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I was so excited to hear that I'm one of the finalists.
Well, we did it differently this year, and we're going to continue to do it this way in the future. In the past, we announced the finalists, and then we had our discussion after that. But this year, we decided to switch it because, one, we thought the discussion was important, and a lot of people, once they hear the finalists, they'll sign off because they're there to hear the finalists' names. So we kind of force people to listen to the discussion. And AI has really affected the quality of books being put out by self-published people. And people need to be cautious because Amazon is really cracking down on the AI, the whole using AI in books. And when you upload your book now, did you do your books through KDP or did you use another publisher?
I did do mine through KDP. But I actually got an illustrator to help me off of Fiverr, I think.
Fiverr, okay. Yeah, I've used Fiverr.
Yeah. And I didn't realize until later that, when I was watching some of the YouTube videos, that a lot of people was using, AI, ChatGPT and all that. I was like, how are they doing that? And then they would show the process and I was like, oh, okay. But I liked it the way I did mine because I was able to, let the person know what I was actually looking for. And they helped me to kind of, because I wanted to use, the book is actually about my grandmother. That's my grandmother. And I'm the girl. And so I wanted to use a picture of my grandmother and I wanted it to be as similar as possible to her facial, liking. So, and also as me when I was a little girl. So they helped me, get all that. And I really liked how the process turned out. So, and when I was listening to you all, tell what you all was looking for, I was like, okay, good. I'm in it clear. I didn't use it.
Yes, you did a really good job with your illustrator.
Thank you so much.
You did. And that made it stand out because there were so many covers that were obviously AI. And what a lot of people don't realize, AI, ChatGPT or whatever, Gemini, whatever you use, can spit something out. But it tends to look like everything else.
Right.
It's not original. And the fact that you use your grandmother's picture and your own to get the illustrator to capture the way you all look, that's what made it unique and special. And it stood out right away because there were just so many that were obviously AI created. And your story was a simple story.
Yes, I wanted to go with simple only because I know little kids, they go through different situations and they don't really know how to express their grief, of a loved one. So I wanted to make it simple to where, if they're learning how to read or if someone is reading it to them, then they can look at what the pictures are saying and still relate to what's being said as they're looking at the pictures. So
and you did an excellent job of that. I can't remember who, because I rewatched the discussion about the books from last week's show. I don't watch every show like from beginning to end. I might rewatch one interview, but I watched that segment because I wanted to hear how we sounded to other people. Because for some it may come across as harsh, but believe you me,
I liked it actually because it helped me.
Okay.
I was writing notes. I was like, okay, yeah. And it helps because I feel like if you're wanting to succeed as an author and you have people that's been in the business, see, I'm new to this, so I'm still learning. So whatever information that I can get from anybody that's been in the business longer than me, I'm writing notes.
And that was our intent.
So I took a lot of information in last week, and I count those as gems.
Good. Well, thank you. That was our intention. It's never our intention to be harsh, not in a derogatory way or put people down, but we were hoping to be helpful. So thank you for that.
Yes, very helpful.
And so was it last year or the year before, one person who didn't make this finalist list, and she listened to the discussion. She took what we were saying personally and said we were calling people out. We didn't call any names. We never would do that. Nobody knows who we're talking about when we say the copyright page is on the wrong side. We don't name the person. It's the situation, and none of it's personal. Right. It's based on and we take evaluating the books very seriously because for one, our name, we're basically sanctioning these books. We're putting our mark of seal of approval on the books, and it makes us look bad if we're putting a seal on a book that's just not up to par. Exactly. So, our reputation is, at stake as well. No, we don't want to be known as they just give anybody.
They just give anybody, right.
And any person directly connected to the festival cannot enter it. So there's no nepotism or any of that involved. Right. So we want to make it totally fair and objective, and you did a great job. So what as this being your first book, how long did it take you from concept to actually having the book in your hand?
It actually, because I have been thinking about doing it for a while. My grandmother actually passed in 2015, but she encouraged me so much to just pursue my dreams. Now, I've always wanted to be my own boss. So, and last year, January of last year, I retired from my job of 17 years. And I just started doing my business full time, which I do balloon decor and custom items. And so when I was, I remember I had told my grandmother, I was like, Mama, I want to write a book. And she was like, I know you can do that. You can do that, And so at that time, I was just saying it, but I wanted to, but I didn't know really what to do and how to do it. And so when I saw all of the, people, just coming out with books and they, say, go to KDP and all of this kind, I was like, well, I'm going to look into that because that's something that I really want to do. And so right after that, probably like February of after I had talked to my grandmother, it was in February. And I was like, I'm just going to start writing down some things that I would like to do for books. And one of them was that of, trying to express to how little kids can express their emotions through grief, just by reading, and just trying to take a handle on it. So I took down some notes, and then after that, probably took me about, I would say, maybe a year to just go through the process, and then April of last year is when I released this book. So,
well, it's good to hear that you took some time, that you didn't just rush something out.
yeah.
And that shows. And also the theme of your book is different. Rhonda, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I can't recall every book we've looked at, but we really haven't had many books like this about a grandmother and granddaughter.
We have not had a whole lot of these at all.
No. So that also made it unique. But the fact that you took your time to get it done properly show. And that's what I would like other people, because a lot of the books that were submitted, it was clear that they were rushed. They were rushed jobs. They weren't, they weren't edited. It wasn't thought through. They didn't have any beta readers or anybody else reading it to see, well, does this make sense? Is this interesting? Or do you think a child would like it? Or is it even a book that a child would even want to read? Is it even targeting children?
Exactly. Well, and that you say you kept the idea simple too, though, for a book at this age level. That's exactly what you want to do. Keep it simple so that kids don't get confused, and so that they feel entertained. So yeah, good on you. You did a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, what motivated you to submit your book for the competition?
Well, for some reason, a lot of when I was posting about my book on my social media platforms, for some reason the algorithm was putting different enter your book into this, enter your book into that, and so I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And then so my daughter was like, yeah, go ahead, So I was like, but then when I saw this platform, because all the other ones, they, it was, pretty much all over the place. But when I saw your platform, this platform, I was like, wow, Black authors. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. And then when I saw that you all were having a festival, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going. So I went ahead and took care of everything. And then I was like, yeah, And so that's when I was like, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and enter my book into this, So that's what motivated me. I wanted to do it, but when I saw the different, different platforms, I mean the different ones that were, coming on my feed or whatever, I would think that they would be, how they say, oh, enter your book into this, they get your money and you never hear back from them again. And so that's what really kind of made me leery of like entering. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. But then when I came across you all, and I was like, let me go and just kind of do some research. And I looked I scrolled all the way down and read all the posts, looked at all the posts, and was seeing all the authors. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then when I saw that you guys were having a festival, I was like, okay, yeah, this the one.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of scammers out there. AI has made it easier for people to scam and appear to be legit. I get once a week. Rhonda, do you get? I get once a week, more or less. I'm averaging somebody saying that they saw my book and they want to basically make me famous. I get those once a week, and that's email. That's a direct email. It's not an algorithm. They might use an algorithm to find me. I don't know. But I get them every week. I delete them because they're not legit. And then people want to. I get calls even. Rhonda, do you get calls?
No, I don't get calls, but I get tons of emails.
Calls too. I get calls from people saying we saw the book I get the most calls about is my book about debt-free college, my scholarship book.
Oh, okay.
And at least once a year, I get a call from an Asian person. And I'm not prejudiced, but I know they're not for my benefit. Right. I'm just saying the person calling is not
Right, the person
really
calling.
Right.
for my benefit.
Benefit, right.
It's a scam. So, they saw my book, it was great, and they wanna sell 1 billion copies or whatever. I already sell a lot of copies myself, and no, I'm not selling my rights. I'm not signing nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. If you do it on your own, I'm gonna sue you or whatever. No, I don't want. I decided to be self-published because I don't want somebody having the rights to my books.
Right.
And I've said this publicly. If you hear that I signed a book deal and I signed away my rights, even though it's only for 7 years, but in any event, that means I got a really nice check. So you all could clap for me. Because other than that, up front, in advance, not on the back end. No.
Right.
So, I think people who do traditionally publish, I think it's great because some people are really good at it and they have a lot of support. And if I was going to be an author, like that was my thing I wanted to do full time, then I might pursue that. But being an author is more of an addition to some of my other amazing strengths. But it's good to hear how people find out about our process, the impression that you got, and that you went the extra mile. Because what we do is we run an ad, we do a sponsored ad about the process, about the awards submission, and we run it for 6 months. So all of the comments and shares, they accumulate. So a person can look at the conversation and see it's legit and see that somebody's responding with answers to questions.
Right.
And you can go to our website and see the people who won last year.
Yeah.
So their pictures.
Exactly.
So we enjoy doing it very much. And a lot of our submissions are by people who self-publish. A lot of the people who submit. We do get traditional published books too, but it's one of the few places where Black authors who are self-published and do quality work can get recognition. Because a lot of the other children's book processes, you have to be traditionally published. You can't even enter as a self-published author. Mm-hmm. So are you planning to continue on this path? Are you going to put out some more books?
I am actually. I'm actually working on another book dealing with children in divorced families. Having to, it's called Our Family Looks Different. So that's what I'm working on now. Still got a little bit to go. Me and the illustrator, we're just trying to get the right, So, but yeah, that's what I'm working on now.
Okay. Well, if I had to give some advice, even though you didn't ask me for any.
I'm game for any advice. Any advice.
Don't make it too heavy.
Okay.
Divorce can be heavy for kids.
Yes, it can be.
But a kid doesn't want to read heavy too. They already have experienced heavy. They don't need to read heavy. So make it real, but not too heavy. So that it'll make a child like depressed. Some of the books that were submitted were so heavy. I'm like, why would you write this for? Well, we all said, why would you write this for a kid? A kid, yeah, real, life is life and stuff is realistic or whatever. But kids are kids and they don't need heavy.
Right.
Even if they're especially if they're living heavy. And by that, I mean, they're living a life where stuff is heavy. Why would they want to read that too on top of it? And if they're not leading a heavy life, there's no point in injecting that. So either way, kids, you need to keep it lighter. And it
Light.
doesn't mean that they'll have plenty of time to experience, tragedy, heavy, whatever, setbacks. You don't need to put that in the book. So since you said your book was about divorce,
well, it's I guess not just like explaining what it all is, but just kind of helping them to I guess express their feelings and to know that it's okay, and that that they can they have an outlet, as far as like being able to talk to somebody. Or so it's kind of, that's what I'm kind of working on. Like you said, I didn't want it to be to where they were like you said, heavy, but I didn't want it to be too much to where it's like they're just focusing on that part. That I want them to focus on them, even though they may be in that situation. It's not, it's not how they should. I don't really know. So that's why I'm still working, just trying to, get it to where they can understand what's happening, but also be able to flourish from it, or be able to succeed or go forward without it affecting them in a bad way.
Okay. Well, this is good.
More encouraging or motivational. So that's kind of
okay. The two things I hear about kids that been in divorce, and my parents never divorced, and my daughter's parents never divorced, and my grandparents never divorced. I'm from a long line of no divorcing. So, but what I hear from kids, but my husband's kids went through a divorce with he and his first wife, and we have a great relationship. Me and his first wife. I think Rhonda, I think you met her. Did you meet her?
I did. She's very delightful. Yeah.
She serves holiday. She's at our house for all celebrations, and she's white. So we've never had a problem. But kids, they still have challenges dealing with it. And the two things that they seem to talk about are, one, they think they were the cause of the divorce. That they think about that. And do their parents still love them? So that's what I hear from kids of, divorce. Those are the two most common themes I hear from the kids themselves. So that might be something you might want to incorporate in your book.
I've already wrote it. I already got my notes.
Really
I'll be writing notes. I told you.
Book advice.
I love getting gems. I love getting gems. It helps me to be a better author. So I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, we're going to be seeing you at the National Black Book Festival. You'll be there in the children's section. And so that will be an exciting time. And all of the children's authors who sign up as children's authors automatically are eligible to participate in the children's festival on Saturday. They have to submit an agreement form because there are some other requirements, but it's just a formality, but they have to agree to it. So just making you aware of that, but you're going to get some more information about that anyway in the coming weeks. And so we look forward to seeing you there.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, congratulations.
So nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And congratulations going on your new book as well.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited. Each new book is like a new baby. They're all exciting. Every single one. It never gets old. So anyway, have a great night.
You too, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, that's it for this week. We really appreciate the other Rhonda Jackson Garcia, being a guest co-host, and she did a phenomenal job. We appreciate it. And Dr. Rhonda Lawson will be back next week for our next episode of Black Authors Matter TV. So we're signing off, and we look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday night. I'm Gwen Richardson signing off.
Good night.
Thank you for tuning in, and join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for another edition of Black Authors Matter TV.